What's up, everyone? This is Everyday Consumer, Mikey G, and welcome to a Black On Live. And today I have a very special show. I had an even more special show ready for you guys, but fortunately, our special guest had a family emergency, so he's handling things. Our hearts and prayers are out to you and your family. Hope things get, But I'm here with my special co-host, my man, Big Vic from My Black Universe.
What it do, family? What it do? What it do? Welcome in. Welcome in. So, Mikey G, how you been, brother?
I'm breathing, man, taking it one day at a time. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, look, I've had a week. I've had a week.
Man, so, yeah, it's been a long July, man. It's been a hot July.
Bruh. Consecutive 107, 109, 111, 103, back to 106. It dropped down to 90 something twice. And then it went right back up. It was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, in this heat, you got to make sure you stay cool. You know what I mean? It's important. Heat be taking people out, old, young.
Yeah,
man. You know any black-owned products out there that could help with the summer heat?
Or summer heat, man. DEFY water.
Ooh.
DEFY. DEFY. Yep. I saw them at a random gas station, man. They were in a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
And I was grabbing some water. I was parked, so I saw my brother work on his car. What's going on, Kyra? I saw my brother work on his car, and we just happened to go, and I was looking for some water, and I saw that black and yellow color, scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I ain't never seen this water before. I picked it up, and the first thing I saw, it said black owned woman. I was like, wait
right there at the bottom, right?
Wait a minute. I was like, where has this been? So what's dope about them, you can order a case off Amazon.
Mm.
You get the 1 liter, the 1.5 liter, you can get the 20 ounce. And they also have, I think they also have energy drink.
And they got an energy drink too.
Yeah, this is all on Amazon. You can get it right to your door.
Oh, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, let's give a shout out to Kiera over here. How you doing? If you haven't seen it, I've done an interview with her a couple weeks ago. Her company is called Ello Puppet. They sell diapers. It's awesome. If you have a family, go ahead and support her. Buy some diapers off of her. She's a great entrepreneur and a great businesswoman.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, DEFY. I found out about that brand. I think it was you that put me on to them, actually. You be putting me on to a lot of things.
Was it I did a short because I didn't know what to say. I just found it. I was like, let me just put it out there.
Mm-hmm. You also put me on to Opulence. What is it? I bought one of this thing right here.
Oh, yeah. Opulent Men's Club.
Yeah. You didn't tell me about this directly, but I remember I saw a picture of you holding on to their bag with the lion on the front.
Yeah.
I thought that was slick. And I said, let me check them out. I check them out. Turns out they got this cool little wallet thing.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, hold up. You got choppy on me real quick. Hold on real quick. 1 sec. I think it's my connection. Hold on.
You disappeared for a second.
I disappeared? It was me disappearing. Yeah. Hold on 1 sec.
Oh, shoot. My internet working.
All right, how about where did I leave off at?
Shoot, I don't know what happened. My internet's working. I'm looking at it. It's doing what it's supposed to
do. Man, we struggle streaming today. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to struggle stream to make it work.
Yeah, man. Like Kevin Samuel said, you got to build it while you're flying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that little wallet right here. I didn't think I'd be able to fit as much stuff as I need into this little thing right here.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. It saves up so much more space in your pocket. It's not as heavy.
See, I need them to make one with with enough for a cash holder, like just a little bit of cash. So let's say you're out and about, because some places, man, you want to tip, you want to, or it's just you don't want to have your card. Nobody have access to your card. It might be one of the little shady places. They make good tacos.
Right.
The best tacos in town. But
I see what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, man. No, I would say if you're trying to stay cool this hot summer and you want to support black owned, get yourself some Creamalicious ice cream.
Yo, I've been seeing a lot of those videos, man.
Yeah.
Coco TTV, shout out to her. She
Oh.
did. I think she taste tested all of them except for one, and they sent her that last one. So Coco TTV,
Mm-hmm.
that sister, man. Yo, shout out to her. She really goes hard with the mukbangs, and she shouts out black owned businesses and stuff like that. And she also did a couple of mental health awareness videos. So
Oh.
with a black man, I think he's a therapist,
Mm-hmm.
but I know he works in that field for mental health. So shout out to her. Yep, Coco TTV.
All one word, right? I'm
Yep,
pretty sure I've seen her before. Yeah, yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
Shout out to
man.
Alabama. Alabama stand up. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm glad that she did that interview with someone who struggles with mental illness, man. That is a huge issue in the black community
Yeah.
that doesn't get enough light at all.
Well, you know the stigma. The stigma is that if you go see somebody to help you with your issues, you're automatically crazy. But the thing is, if you don't see someone, that's when you become crazy because it overwhelms you.
Yeah,
And then you get the person that's always talking to themselves while they're walking down the street, or they're trying to use some type of narcotic or alcohol to cope with what's going on.
yeah.
You,
I think.
you,
No, what you
yeah,
about to say? Go ahead.
you say you get see a therapist ASAP so you can deal with your issues, sort them out,
Yeah,
and manage your life.
yeah, man. Yeah, I agree 100%, man. There's a lot of people that I knew growing up. You those people that you always said was crazy, but
Yep.
that you never actually like say, oh, you might actually need to see. No, this guy's he's always quiet. He doesn't do this. He just acts weird. But at the same time, some of those people actually might be able to be diagnosed with something, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot
Yeah.
of times we write that off and then they just go on and through life without any help.
Yeah. I'm glad our generation is getting away from that. And we're saying like, no, seek help.
Yes. Yeah,
Seek help
that's,
before you snap. We don't want you to snap. We want you to seek help.
mm-hmm.
Get some couch time. Unpack everything. Deal with your traumas. You know what I'm saying? And it takes another thing. Like even myself, I've had to come to grips and deal with some traumas I have and triggers I have that I've suppressed over years. And I was like, you know what? No, someone was telling me about myself, and they read me my mail, and I sit there and I took it because I was like, I needed this, and I was able to sit there and I was like, you know what? I do that. These are things I do that I can improve upon. So now I can get the help and be a better victor, tomorrow and next week and next year.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's awesome. Me, I don't think I'm crazy, but at the same time, I think I should go see someone just to make sure, just to double check, check under the hood and whatnot, because you, even a crazy person doesn't think they're crazy.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? They think they're the most sane person out there.
Everybody around them is crazy. Like, no, it's you guys, not me.
Nah.
Like, bro, you just try to run the whole family over.
Right,
It's not
right.
us.
It's wild, man. But another thing you need for the summer, because it's the season of the barbecues, the functions, getting together. I say you have to get one of these right here. Get some sugar-free ketchup from Hughes.
Yo, send me the link. I need to
Oh,
get some ketchup in this, and check out LB's barbecue.
LB's barbecue, huh?
Yeah, ELBE. LB's
EL.
barbecue. He's on Instagram. Yo, I love his barbecue.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, yeah, it's actually a barbecue sauce. My bad. I want people like, oh, it's
Does he do
LB's
barbecue?
barbecue sauce.
Is it BBQ or is he does
It's BBQ.
all right,
LB's barbecue sauce. BBQ sauce.
all right. Yeah, man. Ah, man. Yeah, I didn't know. You know what I like about all those products that we've been mentioning is that they're on the shelves, man. You know what I mean? They are
Yeah.
on the shelves. A lot of times, one of our biggest problems is of finding black-owned businesses to support is that you always got to order them. Then you
Yeah.
got to deal with the shipping and handling. It's great, you know.
Look, I ordered House of Classic Cuts. I ordered beer kit. So I got two beer kits I ended up ordering.
Hmm.
House of Classic Cuts. That's been my go-to, right? One of my go-tos.
Okay.
Ordered on the 9th of last month. I still haven't got it. It got shipped, and I'm looking at the tracking information. Nothing. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Mm.
So I'm gonna reach out to them, soon and say, hey, I don't know what's going on, and see what it is, because I know they relocated from Indiana to
Hmm.
Houston, which I get it. Bigger city, you're more centralized.
Right.
You can get your products from Texas, coming from Texas. You can go east to west and get it going.
Mm.
But now there's some new hurdles that they got to deal with, and it's like it's been almost pretty much going on 2 months here. We finna approach August, and I ain't seen it, and I'm like, yo. So I ended up buying Tempting Lips
Mm-hmm.
Cosmetics beard kit, and I did that video, and actually I'm loving it, man. It's
looking good, man.
I'm looking forward to the 45-day review, man. I'm gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna reveal it. Go to the channel and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Community Solutions. What's going on? How are you today? And we are glad that you have been buying black all month as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've
Yeah,
been
man.
doing
Let
our
me show
part.
this. That's the way to get around the save a little bit more money when you're trying to support black, and you don't have to worry about the shipping and handling costs, because sometimes it adds up.
Yeah. Sometimes that'll be a deal breaker, and that's why I see a lot of companies, black-owned companies, especially when they become more stable. They say
Mm-hmm.
once you spend to a certain amount, it's free shipping. They'll eat
Oh,
the cost of
yeah.
it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, man. So I mean, it's crazy out there. I mean, dude, I got upset because I wanted to support a black-owned water bottle company, and that shipping. You think shipping and handling is ridiculous? Sometimes the shipping and handling actually costs more than a bottle of waters.
Yeah, yeah, and
It's
it hurts the business
yeah.
because they have a great product and you want to buy it, but you're like, dang.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, sometimes the convenience, like you were saying, not being in the stores,
Mm-hmm.
the lack of convenience. So I just saw Stanley Gallman,
Gallman.
$1 trillion in purchase power, but so many black. I guess you meant to say aren't successful. Why?
Yeah.
We think white ice is colder. I was just asking a question. We think white ice is colder. We
Yep.
make believe that goes back to
Mm.
desegregation. We had our own buses and companies. We had our own
Yep.
hotels. We had our own everything.
Mm-hmm.
Our own everything. As soon as they did desegregation, we ran over there to the dominant society, the other communities, and we
Yep.
spent our money there. And our hotels, our buses, and all that stuff died literally
Yeah.
within months.
Dude, yeah. As soon as desegregation hit, dude, a lot of people try to blame it on what happened in Greenwood. Oh, white people came through, burned it down, destroyed. No, a lot of it, they actually rebuilt Greenwood. A lot of people don't know that. But the biggest thing but the problem is that after desegregation, our people wanted so bad to go to the white
Yeah,
restaurants, wanted to get their products and everything. So and they forgot to come back. Pretty much what
yeah,
happened.
that's part of it. Because now the what happened with I think the Greenwoods and the Rosewoods, those were kind of like it was a two-edged sword. You
Mm,
had a lot of us that were ready. We were chomping at the bit. Oh, we finna go be around white people.
yeah,
No, they
yeah.
want your money around them. They don't want you, but they'll tolerate you long enough to get your money. Because
Oh
they
yeah.
still had sundown towns and
Hmm.
sundown counties. Like you go over here, you go spend your money and leave. Because if you don't leave and it gets dark, you're not gonna make it home.
Nah, you're
And
not.
then for those who did stay in their communities, they became so successful that the poor whites was like, wait a minute,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna in my country, I'm not gonna let you do better than me. So I got to destroy you while subjugating the other ones that want to be around us. And so our community, I guess you would say at the time we were so scatterbrained.
Okay.
You had those of us who wanted to keep building,
Yeah.
and we knew the importance of it, but we were so few, far and in between. And then you had the majority of us was like, oh, let's go. They don't open up the gates. Let's go. But
Yeah.
uh, let's just say I know some older gentlemen that went through the busing situations.
Okay.
Yeah, I know some older gentlemen personally, and you'd be surprised to know what they experienced going to those schools,
Mm.
how they were treated by the white males and how they were treated by the white females.
Mm.
Being in elementary and middle school and what was going on, and like some of the things they told me, I was like, they was doing what? It is. Let me just say, I'm gonna do a video, but it'll probably be on Patreon. It's
Hmm.
not gonna come to YouTube. And plus, I don't want to get them brothers in trouble because,
Yeah.
they'll find any reason to come after after so many years. I don't want no. I don't want to do this to these brothers, but I will probably do a video with them on Patreon, like a
Hmm.
documentary style video, and let them
Hmm.
detail what they actually went through. Because,
Hmm.
like, dang, a lot of times they try to make our past seem like, oh, it was just so long ago.
Right.
And then you talk to some relatives, they're like, yeah, I went through that. You're like, wait a minute, you're still alive. And you went through it wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. And
Okay.
so man, it's sad to see what could have been. Like
Oh yeah.
if we had more, Greenwoods, Rosewood, Seneca villages
Hmm.
still around, man, what we
Oh
could have been, because we built so well in such little time.
yeah. Yeah.
That was a key thing. It was like, man, 10 years and you got, 100,000 people making, six figures back
Hmm.
then, the equivalent of six figures. Come on now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Stanley, he corrected it a little bit, made it a bit more clear. But so few black businesses are successful, and why? I would say one of the reasons why is because a lot of times what happens, especially when a business becomes successful on a certain level, they have offers that are brought to them.
Hmm.
Bigger companies don't want them to grow, or they don't want to compete against them, so they come through and just slap them with that big old wallet with a check and say, we got this many zeros and commas. You selling or what? And a lot of times, and I see this with with other communities, with their businesses, when they sell, they make sure they sell it within the community.
Yeah.
They don't sell it outside. So, me and we were talking about this with Kiara Mitchner, the owner of Ello Puppet. She brought that up. I asked her, said, Procter and Gamble, that's a big company. You know,
Huge company. We talking about loan money.
oh yeah, long money. So one day you're gonna get to that point. You're gonna get all our support. You're gonna make that money, and they're gonna see you. And when they
Yep.
do, they're gonna come knocking on your door and asking you how much. And it's gonna be a big check. It's gonna be hard to say no. You
And we're
know.
talking 100, 100 million, 200 million, 300 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they can't do it, and sometimes what happens if they can't do that, they mess. It feels like they mess with your business. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not. It's your products aren't up to code here and there. You're like,
Yep.
wait a minute, I've never had issues. We've always passed. And now that
Mm-hmm.
I'm really moving the needle, now I got to conform my products to everyone else's standards, or you're going to shut me down.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So they be gunning for our businesses that are successful. I mean, there's a lot of them that already were doing real good, but then they got bought out. I think Bevel got bought out. I don't know.
It
It's
didn't
been
get
flip flopping on
complete.
that with.
It didn't get completely bought out, but they did have to sell a major portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I followed Walker Branding Companies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's my brother, man. I love the fact that when he was coming up, I was able to chop it up with this brother,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff got taken care of. And then when they first approached him, it was Procter and Gamble. When they first approached him, he's like, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna sell out."
Okay.
But the long short of it, like we said, is you're moving product and you're competing with these smaller companies that have big name brands behind them with long money they can pay for advertisement, and so they're always getting put in people's faces.
Yep.
You're getting buried. Now you can let the company die, or you can sell off a portion of them. Like, okay, I gotta take a hit to
Mm-hmm.
keep this viable, and that's
Yeah.
what happened with Bevel. Like I said,
Okay.
and then there was a lot of naysayers. I remember when I would see a lot of black barbers talking down on the trimmers. Oh, I'm gonna spend this much money on the trimmers, this, that, and another. Because I
Mm-hmm.
did that video and talked about how you talk down on these trimmers, but you big up Andis, but the same Andis trimmers you're talking about, you got to go spend more money to get them sharpened to a certain level of sharpness, and you're like, oh, these are hitters. I would watch these guys' videos, so they can't say I never said that. Oh no, bro, I know when you said that because
Okay.
I said something about it, and I hate to see it, but he had to do it.
You put he's put him on the spot. He's like, nah, you did.
Yeah, you said it. You was down in it. And you was man, you because you didn't see the value in it.
Mm-hmm.
But now they had to sell something. Man, I can't believe you sold something. What do you mean? You were
Mm.
just talking down on the value of it. You were
Yep.
just saying, I don't see how this is worth it. No, these are solid. I still have my trimmers. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's 4 or 5 years now. I
Oh,
still
so they
got it.
good quality like that. They
Yeah,
last
they
long.
still lasting. The
Okay.
first ones they rolled out weren't the best ones. And here's the greatest thing about it. I said something about it. They sent me. They say, all right, send us the old one back. You can keep the charging cord. Just send us the trimmer itself back. Send the
Mm-hmm.
trimmer back. I got a new one in the mail the next week. No problems.
Okay.
Then people complain about the blades, like, hey, the blades ain't that great. They created a version 2 blades like that. Great customer service.
Hey.
Very responsive. But then people still talking down on them. And now they got a full on clipper slash trimmer it's modular.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't bought it because look, inflation went up. They're $400, and inflation went up. Then made my money look like real tiny right now. So I'm like, I'm looking at it, but I'm like, whew,
Yeah.
that's $400.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, these gas prices ain't no joke out here, man.
Yeah, and I'm not a barber, so I'm like, part of me's like, I want to do it just for the review, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
after I use it for that, then when I'm really going to, for me, it wouldn't have a long term purpose.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's the
man.
only reason why I've done it.
But shoot, though. Well, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What did you do for 4th of July?
Nothing really. I didn't really get to. No, I hung out with my dad. I hung out with my
Mm-hmm.
dad. I wanted to hang out with my kids. That's another story. Hung out with him. We chopped it up, just kind of reminisce.
Mm-hmm.
Popped a few fireworks, but it wasn't. It
Nothing too
wasn't like
big.
it was. There was no nostalgia like it was when I was a kid and we was all into it. I think I popped more fireworks on Juneteenth than I did on July 4th. I went hard on
Mm.
Juneteenth than I did July 4th. So
Okay, okay. Yeah, I asked because it's some of it. It's some people. A lot of in the black community don't feel like we should be celebrating 4th of July. That it's not a day to really be I don't to be recognized. And I'll be wondering why sometimes. 'Cause at the same time, even though in the black community we get the American history, we know what happened, but you're still an American at the same time, you know?
I say with that one to each his own.
Mm.
Each his own. As long as you ain't going overboard and you like just like my thing is don't when you buy the outfit, the red, white, and blue American flag outfit, and you got I'm like, all right, bro. Now you look like a clown. There's nothing pop a few fireworks with your kids, whatever, or enjoy the day with your family. Take it as face value. At face value, we know we weren't free. We know we weren't. That wasn't for us. But take it at face value. I say turn up more so on Juneteenth,
Yeah.
and let it be what it be. But yeah, we can get into that. I think that's kind of each his own. Do what you're gonna do, man. Just don't go too
Do
hard.
what you want to do, right? I don't know. It's like to me, like even though America has that history, it did get rid of it, did correct it. I'm like, how long should we stay angry about something? You know, how long should we let it affect us to a certain extent? Because there's a lot of people who still have the slave mindset because they holding on to that to what happened in the past.
I If we weren't facing the same issues
Mm-hmm.
today, where we're like when you go to court, you don't always get a fair day in court. You don't know if you're going to get a fair trial. You're supposed to get a fair trial. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be speedy trial, fair trial.
Yeah.
We still have situations within the last 5 to 10 years where we see black men and women go to court or go to jail. They don't get a trial till years later. Like the young brother in New York who went in when he was 15, 16 years old because he stole a backpack.
Right.
And he never had a court case for 3 years.
3 years straight, never even had a court case.
Yeah,
Huh?
Jay-Z did. He was the producer behind the documentary,
Okay.
and he spent 18 months of the 3 years in solitary confinement.
Mm.
And you know what they could do to a man's mind.
Oh yeah.
So when
definitely.
he got out, he wasn't free from maybe even a month before he took his own life because he couldn't deal with what was going on. And he was in his mother's home, and his mother, I think she died a year later. Not only was she unhealthy, the stress and trying to do it as a single mom, she died, I think, because of a broken heart. She finally got her son back
Right. Yeah.
for him to take his own life in your home. And so
Yeah.
when we have situations like that where you can go in the jail cell, like the sister that happened to the sister down here in Texas, and you don't come back alive. And it's a whole bunch of drawn out, unanswered questions on what happened to you. Yeah, I can see why people be upset. It's like we're looking for equity. Make it equal. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyle Rittenhouse, he basically got a pass. What he did.
Yeah, he did.
The Buffalo shooter. They did everything but hug that dude for what he did.
Well, he's not all free or nothing though,
Well,
right?
he's not all free, but I'm just saying when they apprehended him,
yeah,
usually when you got a firearm and you look like us, it's a wrap. It's a
Yeah.
wrap. Unless the news is there with the cameras everywhere,
Right.
it's a
Unless someone
wrap.
got cameras.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear that.
it's a wrap because they they'll turn their cameras off in a heartbeat, and they'll deal with what the consequences afterward. So
Man.
when we see situations like that and there's no justice and there's no punishment for those who commit these injustices, then folk are like, yeah, we haven't moved forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if we didn't have these cameras, this stuff would still happen. We just have cameras
To
showing
catch it.
before the doctor to catch you say, yeah, you did do it. You can't
Yeah.
just lie and say you didn't do it. We see you doing it.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think that's the issue, man. Is once this country says, hey, we're gonna keep it fair and people gonna get punished for what they do
Yeah.
across the board, then cool. We be like, hey, all right, cool. You did the crime, do the time, badge or not.
I believe that. I believe that. Speaking of the court system and whatnot, the Supreme Court's been making some big moves this year, and turns out a lot. I mean, y'all know what happened. They done struck down Roe v. Wade and all that stuff, regardless of how you feel, whatever, if you for or against it. But people don't know a lot. I found out a couple of weeks ago that what's on the docket is on their plan for judgment. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but they're talking about removing affirmative action from college admissions. Yeah. So what happened is up in Harvard, they started the Asian community, which goes to show how much power they got, because they started a lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit against Harvard's admissions department because they noticed that, hey, our kids aren't being able to get into the school, even though they have better grades than some of the other students who are black or Hispanic or whatnot. And now it's made its way all the way up to the Supreme Court justice, and they're going to be deciding if affirmative action should be a part of the system, the admissions office.
It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know much about that to really comment, but affirmative action was supposed to be fuss, and then it became all inclusive. Like other groups were able to use it more.
Right.
It seems like when we get certain things, I think one thing we do wrong as a community is we let everyone in. We feel like somebody's aggrieved, or they got a situation, and they're going to have the same camaraderie that we have. Like, oh yeah, come with us. We're going to rock and we're going to do this together. And we do a lot of the heavy lifting, but they get 98% of the benefit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing we need to do. Yeah, other people have grievances, but like you said, the Asian community did that for the Asian community.
Yep.
There's a young lady on TikTok, and she was talking about it was an issue with black folk, and she's I was agreeing with her, and she was like black, 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 black. But then when she got to the end of her point, black and brown and other, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you lost me. You lost me. I made that comment, but she like, I didn't want to offend anybody. I said, and I did respond to her. I said, I get it. You want to offend anybody, but I was like, but when Asian groups talk about Asian groups and their grievances, they don't mention anybody else. No. Latinos don't mention anybody else. It's their group.
It's their group.
I feel like that's to be the same thing. Plus, if you're going to advocate, just black, 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 and keep it there.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
black and our group. Crew and all this other. We got enough.
Yeah.
Our yard is messy. We trying to clean it up. We don't need to try to go clean up the neighbor's yard until we get our house in order.
I agree with that 100%. I feel like that's part of the downfall for BLM. They became too inclusive with their, protests and whatnot. And then people who came from outside, Antifa, those groups, they came in and started smashing things up, destroying businesses, buildings. And that reflected poorly on BLM and gave us that reputation.
I think BLM itself was an organization that was backed by George Soros. George Soros, if you look him up, he's not let's just say he had other interests to do it. He's not necessarily a friend of Black society. And I'm talking about the group. I'm not talking about the ideology that Black Lives Matter.
Of course.
That's different. And so that's why it was all this other stuff was easily attached to it. But that's the same reason why. That's why when things started going downhill, you see who they threw to the wolves. Those 3 Black women. Oh, look at all the money she got. How's she getting these houses? And now And that's why I have a problem with when I see black folk, quote unquote, sell themselves out. It's like, you know, they're going to use you as the scapegoat. Like when everything goes bad and people say, well, how's this money being managed? Where'd it go to? You're going to be the one they point to because you were the front runner. And so I think that's why with these situations, we always need to keep it grassroots and do things locally in our communities. That's like, you know, there's a brother in Detroit. He's very grassroots. He does gardening and agriculture, and he teaches the youth that. And that's a way of supporting the community. You know, saying now you got the youth, you got them occupied, not doing nothing illegal. They learn how to grow their own food. You're giving them the skill. There's another brother here in Texas. He does he's a part of the Guns Down, Gloves Up community. That's from here to the East Coast, where they, hey, if you got a grievance, come, let's duke it out, but we're gonna put gloves on. We're not finna go to fatal violence.
Right.
You come in here, you put your hands up, you get whooped up. It is what it is. Get better. These are the things you do to stave off issues within the community. Now, the police matters and stuff like that. That's when you got to get into the politics. And you got to know who you're voting for, and know they have policies that are going to benefit your community. I don't care what your race is. What are your policies? Is it going to work for my community? I bet. Now you got to vote. And I'm going to hold you to what you said.
I agree 100%. It's like it shouldn't matter what letter they have in front of their name. Look at their policies. Stop looking at the color of the skin, because right now politics are playing off of you voting for someone just because of the color of their skin. And
that has messed us up, brother. I'm gonna say it, and some people gonna disagree with me. They might get mad. It had us in a trick bag since Barack Obama. I voted for him the first time because I got called that. Man, we can. Okay, yeah, we can.
We can.
I'm there. First black president. Oh, I got caught up in that hype. And if we think about it, and before anybody get upset with me, Tamir Rice was killed under Obama. Trayvon Martin was killed under Obama.
Yeah.
And what did he say? Nothing. He signed the Blue Life Alert bill, Blue Alert bill, something like that, for police, giving them more protection. That was Obama. That was during his administration. That was him. That was the one who gave the additional protection to these police officers that would perform these executions, and I'm gonna call them what they're, executions on our people. And we got caught up in he looks like us, but he didn't think like us. He didn't have any policies that did anything for us. And he never promised us anything. He said a lot of stuff. It has sounded good. He sounded like the modern day preacher. It sounded good. It felt good at the moment. It raised your spirits up.
Yep.
But there was nothing substantive of it. And we keep getting caught in the trick bag. We got to stop that. It's about the policies. I don't care what you say.
Policies.
Oh, yeah, man. He's perfect. Man, you gonna vote for him? Yeah, his policies are going to support my community. It's going to do something for my community. He's going to put some money into these impoverished schools so they can get new computers, and they can have 3D printers so they can print these ideas these young black men and women have. They can actually turn to real life. They can be the next inventors that create something that we never had. Yeah, I like that. The purple man, he can be in office. So that's our mindset. That's what should be our mindset going forward.
We should definitely think more independent. Being more independent. When you looking at watching these debates and whatnot when they're coming up, make sure you just think open-minded. What is he saying? How can that help my community, help me out, instead of just going with the flow? Because I agree with you. Like Obama, when he was president, he did more for the LGBT movement than anything else.
LGBT movement, for immigration, especially from the Middle East. Everybody else, other groups benefited off of us putting him in office.
Oh yeah, and it's not even just him though, because I meet a lot of people, especially with women that I'm speaking with. A lot of women that I'm meeting, black, they're more feminist than anything else. They will stand up and defend feminism 100%, which I'm not against, of course. But it's like, even if feminism got everything they wanted, they signed a bill and everything's equal 100%. Will that stop drugs in the black community? Will it stop police brutality in the black community? Will it make our hood safer? help our education system or help fathers be in the household more often?
Mm. For me, I look at feminism differently. I think black women have always been feminine to a
Mm-hmm.
point.
Oh yeah.
I feel like feminism has been a tool of white women to get what they want, but they
Yes.
use black women to get it. Like we need y'all to be the spearhead into this situation.
Yeah.
But once y'all have used up your energy being a spearhead, we gonna get the goodies for ourselves, and then
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go back to our suburban. They're complaining about the white men, but they're gonna go back to the white man they're married to
Mm-hmm.
after they get more goodies,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the black women are gonna be left with nothing. But expend expend I'm so saying they're gonna expend energy,
mm-hmm.
time, resources, and be more of a deficit after doing it. And that's my problem. I hate when I
Mm-hmm.
see sisters go for bad for them. I'm like, you're not gonna get nothing out of this.
Nah.
Nothing equal to what you put into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why are you fighting for? You fighting her fight for? She over there chilling up with her husband that she complaining about. She
Yeah.
finna go back to him.
Yeah.
So that's my thing on that. I'm not. Hopefully, I don't have my
Nah.
sister too hot
I
at
mean,
me.
it needs to be said though. It needs to be
You know
said
what I'm
because some.
saying? But I hate to see y'all do that. And I'm glad that I saw a lot of sisters, especially with the Roe v. Wade situation,
Yeah.
realizing, okay, this is a Hail Mary play for the white community because they're at a deficit as far as children.
Oh yeah.
They're at a deficit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, they it's a blanket term, but it's really meant for white women. And I think you see the Donald Trump the rally he had where I don't know who that woman was that they got there. She's like, oh yeah, thank you for protecting white lives. She said something to that effect after
I
Roe
haven't
v.
seen
Wade
that.
was overturned. Man, yeah, it was crazy.
What?
She kind of said too much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it was about.
Hot dog.
Because Planned Parenthood is still in the hoods.
Oh yeah.
That's why they strategically put it. It's still in the hood
Yeah.
within
That
walking distance.
Margaret Sanger. She said she wanted it in the black community,
Oh
and
yeah,
it
no.
makes me wonder.
And
It
you
was,
know
it
the
was,
crazy thing about Margaret Sanger, she was friends with I think it was Dr. Gamble or Dr. Proctor. She was cool with one of them.
mm-hmm.
'Cause that's where Procter and Gamble came from. It was
Mm-hmm.
formed by the two doctors. One of them was Dr. Gamble, one was Dr. Proctor.
Yeah.
And they came together. But she was very cool, I think, with Dr. Gamble because she wrote him a letter saying how to use the ministers to help get the black people to go with the plan. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna use them, of course, slide them some money,
Of course. Yeah.
and they'll you can trust these folks. You can trust these folks. Leading our folk right into the fire pits.
Yep.
And so, man, it's crazy to see how the history and how insidious these people are, and how
Mm-hmm.
insidious some of our people are that we're supposed to be able to trust. You're supposed to be able to trust your minister.
Yeah.
You're
But
supposed to, but you see us now. Most of us, we don't want to. We like, look, I believe there's a high power, but I know that Joker.
mm-hmm.
he got he got a wife and kids here, but he got kids on the other side of town. And,
Speaking of pastors, did you hear about the one that got robbed in New York?
yep, and
On the spot.
I seen all the clips of him flat being stunned,
Mm-hmm.
going around New York. These nice leather Louis V jackets and coats and stuff like that. But it's the
Man.
same thing. When you're doing hood stuff, hood rules are effect. Anybody can get got.
Yep.
You
You
being
ain't
a
safe.
pastor don't mean nothing.
Nope.
You
Nah.
can get got. Anybody can get touched. There's a lot of rappers that are rapped about it. Like, I didn't, got their chain snatched.
Yeah.
What makes you think you different, especially moving in that same minute? Just one thing to be, wear nice stuff and have nice stuff.
Right. But to be flaunting it,
But you sit on IG like, yeah, have what you want, drive what you want, do this, that, and other. Look what I got. And most of your members can't even afford a third of that. Oh, brother, come on, man.
nah. You're right. That's not smart at all. I mean, I say all the time, if I ever win that mega millions billion, it's at billion something right now. If I ever win that, I'm driving the same car. I'm gonna
Man,
have a nice house with that gate that goes up and down to the neighborhood, and so that people can't follow me to my house. But I'm gonna drive my same car right now, Chevy Malibu, all day, every day.
hey, man, look, I want to play, but I'm like, I used to play a long time ago,
Yeah.
And I stopped. I was like, man, I'm getting more money than them. I'm never gonna get back from that thing, man. So I just look. I'm like, let me just grind it out. Now, if I get to if I look upon a company that's like up and coming,
Mm-hmm.
and I can put a few thousand into that, that's why I'd rather do that. I feel like I have a better chance of that blowing up than winning the lottery.
Nah, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. I'm telling you, though, I think it's worth the risk. And if you got some extra dollars, go ahead. But yeah, I mean, that pastor that got robbed. I mean, that's what happened. What do you expect when you flaunt it, when you have a whole social media presence about having expensive jewelry on your body at all times?
And most of your members don't. They don't ever see that. They'll never see it. And most likely, them young men may want to wear some of the change, but they probably sold some of it just to get a little bit of bread.
Mm-hmm.
If they smart, what they smart, you sell it on the black market and get out your hand. Don't
Right,
post no
right.
pictures. I'm not saying I would do that. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm not a stick up kid. But I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying, instead of it's one thing if you was doing that after you helped your community build
Right.
itself. Now everybody got nice chains and nice cars. They may not have a Rolls, but
Yeah.
uh, a Mercedes, a
Mm-hmm.
BMW, an Acura. Heck, some people might just want a fly Acura, but you help build your community. You like
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things I had when I was going to after I stopped going to church and I look back. We had plumbers and carpenters and electricians at the church I was attending.
Okay.
How come we wasn't getting those young men and teaching these skills?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
know they used to teach that stuff in school, but when they took it out of school, it should have been upon the church because that was a center. That was the center of the community with the
Mm.
church. It
Right.
should have been upon the church to go get the young man, say, before we let you guys get in the street, get caught up in this gang activity and the drug stuff like that, y'all finna
Mm-hmm.
come learn something. Learn
Yeah.
how to build something. Yeah, you know what you seem to be mechanically inclined. You finna go work on this car. You finna learn what an oil change is, how to do brakes, how to do an
Mm-hmm.
alternator, how to do a serpentine belt, timing chain, how to set timing, how to do rebuild a carburetor. We finna keep you occupied, but teach you a skill at the same time. Now you can go when your mama have a car issue. Oh, my car ain't running right. I can fix it, mama. Well, you
Mm-hmm.
fix it. I can fix it, mama. And you fix your mama car. You know, you have a skill. You keep learning your skill and practicing it. Your
Yeah.
mama saves some money. She ain't got to try to scrounge up to get another car
Mm-hmm.
or deal with that shade tree mechanic. We already know about the shade tree mechanic story. She ain't got to deal with that. And
Yeah.
you got the boy occupied. Or if there's a leak, there's the kids that know, oh, yeah, we know how to do plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a leak over the roof. Yeah, we know how to fix the roof and do the drywall. Teach these babies a skill so the community can build itself.
Right.
They didn't do that. They would feed you. They do the vacation Bible school during the summer. They feed you once, twice out of the year. They tell you if you pray about it and you trust God, things get better. And these kids kept going home to the same nightmares
Mm.
every day from Sunday evening to Saturday night. They went to the same nightmares. People getting killed, people getting strung out on stuff, people overdosing, loved ones getting shot at, their apartments and their houses getting shot up. They kept going back to the same thing because there was nothing in the hood worth having because nobody knew how to build anything. They
Oh
only knew
yeah.
how to destroy. If you don't know how to build, you can destroy. You're gonna do one or the other. We want
Oh
this
yeah.
gray area life. No, you either don't know how to build or destroy. It's one thing to constructively take something down to rebuild it better, but it's another thing if you just only thing you know how to do is destroy because you have no skill to build.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, crime would diminish greatly if all the kids were just busy at all times. I feel like that's part of the reason why during the summer crime goes up. Why? Because there's a bunch of kids getting into things. They don't have school to go to keep them busy. None of that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because ain't nothing going. School didn't prepare me for nothing. If you just, I learned how to read and write. All right, cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's elementary though. That's literally elementary.
Mm.
I'm probably one of the last generations that learned how to do writing cursive. Cool, but I didn't learn any life skills in school outside of the
Mm.
home ec, which I took home ec purposely. I was like, I needed to take something. I was like, I'll take home ec.
Yeah.
But even then, we didn't really do a lot of cooking and stuff. I don't even know if they teach that anymore.
Nah, they
Uh,
don't. My niece said she has it, but it's weird. It's like I've noticed that over time, especially with the school curriculums. they teaching them more, especially like the more the LGBT movements getting into the school politics and whatnot. It's like they're getting away from the things that add value to family.
Yeah.
Some schools took away recess. You know how important it is for a child to be able to run around?
We took away recess?
Yeah, some places.
That's wild.
So you know how important that is for a child to be able to run around, burn their energy, be physically fit?
And you know what's crazy? We used to have nap time in school. In elementary, when I was in elementary, we had nap time.
Man, I wish we had nap time now. I'm a grown
had
man.
Lunch, you had nap time. No, you had, I think it was lunch, recess, then nap time. You get up and you learn some more. And my kids, they don't have nap time. Because I remember I asked them, I was like, so when's nap time? Oh, we don't have nap time. I was trying to think, I was like, I know I had nap time. And I did. Yeah. It's so much they're taking away. These kids, like they're training them to be on a hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And Stanley, he said something that's so interesting. He said, there's really so many negative issues that surrounds the Black family community. It's so many undealt. I wouldn't say it's a lot of issues. It's just unchecked, undealt with. Mm-hmm. And so much time has lapsed. It seems insurmountable, but we're the generation that's saying, yeah, we're finna talk about it because it needs to talk about it. We're not going to just, we've had this long-standing thing where if there's been a problem in the community, we just don't say nothing about it. Don't say nothing about it. Don't talk about it. No. We finna talk about it. We finna address this because it never gets fixed. Yeah. We're finna address this because it never gets fixed. I want to be a part of the program that helps rebuild. My trade, if you want to call it a trade, I'm a field service engineer, electromechanical. I can teach. If you want to learn how to take something apart and put it back together, young man, rock with me. I got you. What you want to do? I'm putting brakes on my children's mom's car now. The only reason why I didn't put the back brakes on is because one, I knew I had a live tonight. Two, I just realized, the reservoir, I popped the reservoir just so that it could relieve some pressure. Oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at it. It's daggone bone dry. So I got to bleed the brakes. Mm-hmm. That's something else like you can teach a young man or if you're young lady so inclined. Yeah. Okay, now we got this. We still got to do the brakes, but once we put the new brakes on, we got to bleed the brakes so there's adequate pressure and you don't just stomp on the brakes and keep going forward. Mm-hmm. Things like that. Yeah. I'm willing to do that. My plan, this is my plan. My birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. Okay. Is to go to Detroit and visit with that brother and chop it up with him and see what he's doing and see how he's moving. Say, okay, all right, this is how you move, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then bring it back to Texas and then do something with it. Start with my kids. Hey. There's some local kids, more local kids. It's all right, there we go. Y'all know how to garden. Mm-hmm. Y'all know how to do brakes. Y'all know how to do this, do that, and just start building them up and their friends around them, especially the melanated ones. Mm-hmm. That's particularly, you're gonna get some other groups. It is what it is because they're gonna have friends. They go to a diverse school. Yeah. But my focus is gonna be the melanated ones. Let's get them going, and then get them going. That way they can take something back to their homes and say, "Mama, this is what I learned how to do," and be proud about it. They just not going to school just to go like I went because even I got bored of school when I was in high school. I was just there because it was either go to high school or get a whooping. my parents didn't play. I'm old. I'm my ladies, baby. I can go to school. I can try to skip school if I want to. But I got to face the man who I'm named after and his wife, which is my mama. Mm-hmm. And I remember the one time they both gave me a whooping. My mama gave me a whooping. My daddy gave me home. He gave me a whooping. I was like, I'm not going to that no more. Nah. I'm not doing that again. So I went to school. I passed my classes, but I wasn't challenged. And our youth needs to be challenged. So I like what you said when you said they get in trouble because nothing's challenging them. Yeah. They're too brilliant.
I mean, Stanley has a point, but I agree with you. A lot more of our people are wising up. Our generation especially, we're actually starting to see the problems and talk about it. We haven't quite figured out the solutions or how we're going to implement the solutions, but we see that these things are not actually normal. They're not actually a part of life that we should be playing a part in. And eventually we'll get to the point where we can decide, okay, what can we do to, what's the plan? Let's form a plan. What's happening?
I think we're doing it now. I think we're saying we're going to be the buffer from the past. Mm. All the lackadaisical mindsets about don't talk about this. We don't really talk about that. We just gonna pray about it. We're saying, we got. I love you, mom, dad. No disrespect. Mm-hmm. That's gotta stay with you. I gotta let that die with you. Yeah. And get these babies saying, "Well, how about you do something about it?" And
Yeah.
I'll take the brunt of the backlash. I'll take the naysay. I'll deal with that. You go build something great,
Yeah.
uninhibited. I'll deal with that.
I hear
I
that.
tell my kids all the time. I say, look, I tell my sons, you're handsome, you're smart,
Mm-hmm.
you're brilliant. I love you, and don't you let anybody tell you different.
Mm.
I tell my daughter, you're beautiful, you're smart, I love you. Don't you let anybody tell you different. And I ask out there and say, if somebody tells you different, what you supposed to do? Come tell daddy. They all know
Mm.
what the deal is. You're not finna put a limit on my child's creativity, uh their
Yeah.
curiosity. Like, I want to learn this, I want to do this. Okay, you want to learn? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's learn it right now. Let's look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want them to be the children that say, Dad, I just want to build something. They build something, and then once we figure out what to call it or what its application
Mm-hmm.
is, they could be the next Bill Gates or what? Well, the next creator of something like Windows. I won't say Bill Gates because he's trying to off the population. I don't want. I don't want my kids.
What's he doing with all that land he buying, man?
Man, yeah, he owned most of the farmland.
He's it's like, man, you supposed to be making my Xbox.
He owns most of the farmland, which is most of the food supply. And if you notice, there's a lot of farmers like on TikTok and IG saying how
Mm.
the government would call them and say, "Look, destroy your crops.
Yeah,
If you want this money, you want this subsidy, destroy your crops."
that's
Or like
crazy.
the 6,000 cows or 11,000 cows that
Mm-hmm.
died a few weeks back.
Yep.
They talking about his heat stroke. Not no 11,000, not at once.
Not at once.
Nah, nah, somebody did that.
Something's up. Something's going down, and it's crazy because we're supposed to be going into a recession.
Oh, somebody said I seen the post where somebody said the recession is here.
Yeah, I
My, my,
agree.
my buddy said the recession's been here, which
Mm-hmm.
I feel it.
I feel it too, man. It's wild. It's definitely wild. It's I feel like a lot of people try to say it's what's going to happen with the market and all that. I think it's made. I think it's formed. I think it's planned, and people are implementing moves to make it happen.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
they're hedging. I think they might be hedge funds. They hedge against. All right, we're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
tank the market, and if it does this, we're gonna make this many billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the guinea pigs. We're the pawns in this chess game. And
Yeah.
I think the only thing is with us, some of us like, well, why do I have to be a pawn when I can be a knight or a rook
Mm-hmm.
or a bishop, and I can
Yeah.
move accordingly. I can move different.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I think it's the only thing messing this up because we're seeing we're not just accepting like, wait a minute, all these food processing plants are burning down,
Mm-hmm.
in succession. That's not right. Maybe
Nah.
one burning down at random, okay, but you hear about it week after week after week after week. And I think the biggest thing is the internet. The internet's messing a lot of this up because it's one thing if they tell you because news is local.
Yeah.
Your news can tell you only about what's going on in your area, and you could
Mm-hmm.
never know what's going on unless you had a family member that lived in, let's say, Missouri, or lived
Mm-hmm.
in California, or lived in uh, New York, and you would never know what's going on up there.
No.
But because you have the internet and everyone has a cell phone, yo man, this happened in the Bronx just last week. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like what? Oh shoot, this happened here in the phone. Da, da, da. And it's the same situation. 2 plus 2 still equals 4. So now people start to say, wait a minute, this doesn't add up, and we're asking questions.
Right. Right.
And that's really messing them up. There was a time you just accepted what was on the news because that's what they put in front of you. That's the only way you can get the information.
It's the
But
only
now
way.
we have access to pretty much the world. If somebody can post a video online, it's like, oh, we can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We need to really start having. I think our community, the best move is to make the same moves that our opponents make. We see Bill Gates making like buying up all the land and farms and whatnot. We need to start buying up some farms.
And start gardening. If you have a little bit of land you can garden on,
Mm-hmm.
garden. Grow
Yeah.
something. Grow something. I know it might be like, dang, I don't know if I'm good. I'm do grow something. I'm telling you, in the long run, You want to grow something because if it ever gets to the point where they say, "Yo, we're gonna have a food shortage," you don't want to look back. Let's say it happens 3 months from now. You could have grown some type of crop,
Yeah.
something to eat off of, to feed your family,
Yep.
and then you won't be looking crazy. Because if it ever gets to like that, this is gonna be like the Hunger Games. So
But
yeah,
that's how community turns against themselves.
yeah,
If we had a community of black farmers and they're able to, hey, okay, yeah, we can trade with you. We can.
yeah.
It helps build that community back up so that and the outside forces that are trying to destroy or do whatever they need to do to make their money, they can't affect our community as much. Right now, how many black farmers are out there? Do we have enough to survive?
Not a lot. And a part of the reason for that is I remember there's a black farmer this year. He did an interview and he was saying how um, when they were requesting the relief for farmers for black farmers,
Mm-hmm.
the government gave them their money to white farmers and farmers of other groups. They gave the bulk of that money to these other groups. They were the one requesting, did all the front running, all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Other groups got the benefit. Another thing the government did was because there was a lawsuit, was give them fake seeds.
Mm.
See, there's two different types of seeds. There's seeds that are kind of like GMO, like they're one-time use only.
Right. Yep.
And then there's heirloom seeds that can grow every year. You can keep using it. Every time you grow a crop, you can replant those seeds.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find those type of seeds though too?
Oh, very hard, very hard. If you do find them, typically the people who tell you they have it, they really, really trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
They're really hard to find, and that's on purpose. It's amazing how that all of a sudden you can't find seeds that can make more seeds that you can plant that make more seeds. That's by design.
Yeah, and so the reason why people have really bad allergies is because they intentionally plant male-only trees. They don't plant female trees. Because think about it, you only get fruit from farmers and then the grocery stores. Usually in just a normal wooded area or a plain or anything like that, you have male and female trees. The pollen comes off, hits the female tree produces fruit. It rolls down and then it replicates itself. You don't get a lot of that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. I really didn't.
Because you feed the homeless, who they wouldn't have to go to nobody with no food. You can get an orange off a tree.
Yeah.
You can get an apple off a tree. You just go to a tree and get something to eat. You just gotta make sure ain't no bugs in it, and then you eat like that.
Yeah.
Pear tree and all these different trees and having orchards and stuff like that, they would just grow. That's how nature naturally grows. There's male and female component. Male gives off the pollen. You got bees that can carry pollen, and other insects and animals carry pollen and seeds and stuff to other trees. It gets pollinated. It produces fruit.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, you don't really see that a lot. You might see a pecan tree somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
In the neighborhood, somebody might have a pecan tree, but you don't hardly ever see anybody, especially in the city, have oranges grow just at random. Just let's go get some oranges, or apples, or pears, anything like that. They grow in trees. You don't see that.
Nah.
That's intentional.
Yeah. You imagine how much that would really help out in the city. And
I think that's something our communities need to start doing. I know, and yes, it's going to be this is a labor of love that's going to take a long time to see results from. But if you're growing trees, that's 30 years. That's 30-year process to go from a tree, from a seedling to maturity.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is now you're thinking forward. You're thinking in the future because that's 30 years minimum.
Agriculture makes you think about future and building.
You got you can go eat. Hey, kids, we want a snack. Man, y'all get an apple off that tree. Put them gummy snacks down. Get something healthy.
We're gonna start winding down, but before we do, I want to go ahead and show some of my boy, my man Lavar Crown Gems stuff. He has some great stuff, some great jewelry. I'm telling you, and he really puts a lot into finding the best resources and the best materials to make his rings and jewelry, because he does great work. I really wish he could have been here because he has some awesome stories that I think everyone would have enjoyed. But he's a hardworking man, and again, I hope his family's doing all right.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Definitely.
it's it's wild out here. But let me go ahead and get to the how do I get to the share screen? There we go. I just wanted to show a couple things that he got on here.
Oh, please do. I'm very interested. I'm very interested.
Yeah, man. And his business, I find it interesting, is that it doesn't have a huge online footprint, but he's so successful. He does great work. You know,
Oh, okay.
yeah, man.
Oh,
And he dabbles in gemstones. He does diamonds too, but he loves working with gemstones, man. He does great work. So it's awesome. He what else we got? Let me.
that's what's up. Because the only other brother I knew that did jewelry like this
Mm-hmm.
was a brother that's in Sweden,
Okay.
made by
Yeah.
Marv. So it's good to know there's somebody local. Okay, I'm at the most
Yeah.
definitely.
He's in Florida.
Okay,
So yeah, man, he does awesome stuff, and it's like it's not that kind of it's that classy. You can like give it to your wife for engagement. It's not that crazy stuff. There's a picture of me and him right there. So we took that pic, this one right here, at a party. Like I got invited to a party with by Miguel Wilson, and that's where I met him at. Did some networking. That's a terrible picture of me, by the way. Don't judge me. But he does great stuff, man. Great work. Let me see if I can
okay.
find one more. I'm gonna find one more on here. This one for the ladies.
For the ladies.
For the ladies, right there. That looks nice, man. That's a big rock right there. Shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes all the way to. I'll be hitting him up like, "Hey, man, where you at now?" "Oh, I'm in Africa. I'm in Tunisia. I'm doing this and that." I'm like, "Holy
Hey,
smokes!"
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's dope. Shout out to
Yeah.
him. Family, go follow that brother on IG.
Yeah. And it makes me want. I really wanted to ask him, like, what's this trade secret? How are you still lucrative? How are you still successful in this field with only an Instagram account? You
Yeah.
know, all these other businesses, they on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever they can get. How is he able to hold on
It's
and make?
the quality of work and word of mouth, man.
He
Because
did.
what I've learned through looking at Made by Marv, looking at his because he doesn't post a lot either.
Mm-hmm.
But he showed like on YouTube he had a video of how he makes a Cuban link bracelet.
Mm.
How much work goes into that?
Oh yeah.
The level of quality, like what he has to do and how focused he has to be consistent. And it's
Yeah.
like I see why it's so expensive, but you get it's the quality's there, the craftsmanship is
Yeah.
what drives it. People like, yeah, if you want something dope, you can get the little the little nice little cool little necklace that you probably wear 2 or 3 times before it breaks and turn to pieces. But if you want something that's going to last and really
Mm-hmm.
just stand out, the craftsmanship is with this dude. This dude got the craftsmanship, and which
Right.
is another thing you teach some of these young men because some of these young men they like jewelry.
Oh yeah.
They love jewelry.
You
And
know.
they ain't got to be like the NYC Bishop. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
keep saying these down, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you had insurance on that jewelry. But they can,
Yeah.
instead of like, dang, how did I get? They can start making jewelry for the hood.
Yeah.
Because I got the little homie. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And we got our grievances about like drug deals and stuff like that. But usually when I know there's a code with some of them that if they see a little homie doing good, something positive, they
Yeah.
won't let them get into that. They be like, nah, bro, you doing something good. Keep making sure and get my Cuban right, and I'm gonna come see you, and they'll lace him up, and then he can do something positive in the hood. I hate to
Oh
see the
yeah.
negative be done, but I know, especially me being 37,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the church had over 30, 40 years to disrupt that
Mm-hmm.
and make a positive wave that could affect those of us who didn't live in the hood and those of us who did live, and kind of link us together.
Yeah.
Where it's not like I'm gonna go off and live this better life, and you got to stay in this quote. I don't want to call it. No, I'm not gonna call it that. You don't have to stay in this situation that's not gonna lead you nowhere.
Here's the thing I feel about it. Like I would love for us to be able to just scoop everyone up, people who want to build, people who don't want to build. I want us all to be able to do that and move on and become better as a whole. But truth of the matter is, and I'm struggling with this myself within my own family, whereas you're gonna slow me down, or they'll either slow me down, or they'll put me in a situation where I can no longer progress. Period.
Yeah,
So,
who said it? I think it was Thurgood Marshall
mm,
that said it. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men.
yes,
And that's a hard saying. That means you might have to leave mama, daddy, uncle, auntie,
yes,
cousin, brother, sister behind and build your children to be stronger and better because you try to deal with them. They might be stuck, like you said, they might be stuck there.
yeah,
And you're trying to drag them from somewhere they don't leave. And sometimes when you want to leave, they're like, well, why are you going to leave? How are you going to leave? I'm your family. You are my family.
yeah,
I love you. But if you're not willing to come with me, I'm not going to make you come. If you got to stay there and just be stuck there, I love you. I come check on you from time to time. But I'm going to go to better or higher heights. And I'm going to
yeah,
go where people want to go with me.
yeah,
And I think that's something that's kind of hard for us to do because we feel like we're abandoning the family. I would say we're abandoning uh, we're abandoning cursed behaviors. Where it's like, my dad said it best. He said some folk have the we're poor, we're broke, we're all going to heaven mentality. Like, I'm not going to do better than you because that's going to make you feel bad. Nah, I want to do something nice. I
right,
want to have nice things. I want to have a better life and then teach my children how to maintain this and then do better. So my grandchildren can maintain that and do better. So my great grandchildren can maintain that and do better.
that
So forth
generational
and
wealth
so
right
on.
there.
That way we can, say my job is not to stifle you to satisfy my ego because like, dang, I wish I could have did. No, that's what you're supposed to do. Like that, I was able to get a Bentley. Good, you're supposed to be able to do that. I just want you to. You ain't got to let me drive it. Come
Yeah.
pick me up from time to time. I want you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make sure you work hard for it. Like I like. I know we got to end here in a second. Shaquille O'Neal did something dope, and I had to. It took me a while to understand it. He told his son when he got older, he's like, "All this is mine. This is my money." And some people might like, "Oh, that's wrong. You got all these millions and millions of dollars and stuff like that. You own. You got stock and stake in all these, and you own these restaurants and car wash and stuff like that." But I get the mentality he's got. If I just give my son access to hundreds of millions of dollars, what is he going to do with it?
He's gonna lose it.
He's going to run right through it because he doesn't appreciate it. He doesn't know how to.
Right.
So he allows his son to work for it and see what it takes to get a million, just a million.
Yep.
And then how do you get to 2 million? And then 10 million. And then
Yep.
once you go through that, now I can start turning over some of the resources into your hands because now you understand the effort it took to get here.
Oh yeah.
Because he didn't earn all that money just for his sons just blow through it. He
No.
did that so he can set up his great grandchildren. But he
Yeah.
has to make sure they know his sons know what to do with it. So when the grandchildren come, there's something for them. And when the
Oh yeah.
great grandchildren come, and then so forth so on, and he's long gone, it's still something that they can build upon.
Definitely. Yeah, man. It's true. It's if I was rich, if I won the lotto tomorrow and I had the billions, my kids, they're at least gonna think that they're not gonna get a dime of it when I die. I'm gonna make them think that because you don't do them any favors by just, here you go. This is you
Nope,
want this?
they don't appreciate it.
You're not gonna do them any favors. They don't understand. Every person on this earth living their life should understand what it means to work hard and earn something. When you don't know how to earn something, have you ever met anyone who's like that? Like,
I think I knew a few people in school that were like that. I didn't really hang around them because I didn't have nothing. There was nothing in common. My parents made me work for everything. Like you know, you finna sweat. There's gonna be times to sweat equity in it. You got to earn this.
yeah,
And so when you earn it, like you said, and you pay for it, and it's coming out your pocket, you're like, okay, I appreciate it. I see why my parents wouldn't let me just tear this up or do this, that, and the third. I see why. I appreciate it more.
oh yeah,
And so, yeah, I think that's a part of it that we need to keep in our community, an element. Yeah, daddy might have $100 million, But Daddy has $100 million.
Daddy
Let's
has.
say you earn 100,000. Let's see what you do with that. And then if they can show okay, let's say you earn $1 million. Let's see what you can do with that.
Yeah.
And then 10 million, so forth, so on. Then when they would say, dang, okay, I see this was no easy feat. Let me not just go blow this money. Let me invest most of it and then spend some of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. When that happens, rarely, every now and then, as a kid for me growing up, when I had to earn it, when I went to buy it, sometimes I didn't even buy it because I know how hard I worked to get that money.
You don't want that money just to leave your hand immediately.
Nope. I want some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Go cut some grass. I ain't giving you the money for it. Damn. All right. I cut that grass, and I get in that store. I grab that card. Be like, damn, this thing's $5 itself for just 5 cards. Nah, I'll save up and get the big pack.
Yeah. Yep. You man, you learn. You like, like now you know what? The money looks better in my account than it does in yours. So I'm gonna hold on to it, man.
Nah, you right, man. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and wind down. Quick question.
Yes, sir.
What Black-owned businesses have you supported during this month of July?
Well, you see me sip on it. So we got the goat fuel, we got the candy flavor.
Hey, got the candy.
It does taste like candy. It does taste like candy.
Pineapple right here.
We also got Gardeners Garden. We got the body wash, and we got the mouthwash and the oral rinse. Or should I say the oxy-pulling?
Okay, yeah, I've been using that. I never even heard of like pulling. That was it called? Pulling wash or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got that, and of course I got some more videos coming. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I got some stuff for health coming to the channel, as well as some more home decor. So make sure you lock in. It's gonna go down, brother. What you got going on?
All right, man. So this month, I know I got me some of this guidance right here. Guidance whiskey.
Oh, that's new. Put that up there.
Yeah, man. Bam. It tastes good. It works. It works well. It's 40%. But I tell you what, I still got to go with my whiskey right, man. That's still my favorite. Right.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And of course, it was getting hot out there, so I had to get some DEFY out here, DEFY water. Hey. And yep. Again, I'm gonna show this one more time. The opulence thing. I'm glad I got this, man.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah. So I'm staying busy, trying to support Black out here. We're doing good though. We're doing good work. And meeting more people out there that support Black. And as a challenge, I'm gonna say this for the people. Challenge for next month. For next month. If you see someone wearing something Black on or just has anything Black on, I don't care if you have to cross the street. Give them a compliment.
Yeah.
Let them know you appreciate it, man.
I like that. I like that.
Puts a smile on their face.
Say it one more time for the people in the back. Say it one more time for the people in the back. They probably wasn't listening.
I don't care if you have to cross the street. If you see something Black on and someone has it, go up to them and compliment them about it.
Yes, sir.
All right? I'm telling you. I did that earlier this month, actually. Saw a lady with a Telfar bag.
Okay.
I said, oh, man. I was like, okay. I asked her, I was like, Telfar? She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's Black on. Yeah, oh, okay. You look good. I like it. It looks good on you. You're doing great.
Hey,
you know, start that inner club thing type. It's like an inside joke type of thing. But
yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna wind it down. We're gonna wrap it up. Yo, thanks so much for coming, man. I appreciate you. We'll have to get Lavar's Crown, the owner of Lavar's Crown Gym, Sam Underwood, on another show. And blessings and prayers out to your family. And yeah, man, time to wrap it up. So, for all that said, have a good one.
Peace and Black empowerment.
Oh, I'm all late with this part. Here we go. I got to get the right end.